You're watching TCBA TV, dedicated to reforming the automotive, motorcycle, and recreational vehicle industries. TCBA TV has been called the most brilliant, not a shot-fired revolution in the history of capitalism that will change the face of business in America as we know it today. The more prepared, informed, and educated you are, the better choices you will make. Educating Nevada, one consumer at a time. Please welcome your host, Mitch Burney.
It is the pride of our automotive community. It is Sport Haus Motor Cars. And we're here today to interview them and see what makes them so special. Come with me, let's take a look inside. Sport Haus Motor Cars, built on a 36-year reputation for world-class service. Sport Haus sells a wide variety of exotic and high-line luxury cars. Sell your quality car through their consignment program and let them help you locate that hard-to-find vehicle of your dreams. That's Sport Haus Motor Cars, located at 9732 South Virginia against the freeway at the South Meadows Parkway exit. Legendary, respected, exclusive. Sport Haus. Well, we're here today at Sport Haus Motor Cars with Ron Barron, one of the salespeople. Ron, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks for having me.
Ron, for people that don't know the history of Sport Haus Motor Cars, can you give us a little history lesson?
Sport Haus Motor Cars started back in 1978, basically as a race prep company for Porsches. I mean, which kind of is funny because they get people to come in and ask us about our service department and ask us if we know Porsches. That's where we got our start. So that's what we started on Wells Avenue way back in the day. We had people asking us if we would sell their car for them, and we said, well, sure, we know the history of the car, we've done all the service on the car, so sure. Unfortunately, or fortunately, more and more people kept asking us to sell the cars. Pretty soon, on a little lot on Wells Avenue, you were landlocked. Cars were selling, we're like, what are we going to do? So we came here in 2002, and we are what you see now.
Well, and that really makes sense. The business that serviced the vehicle knows the car, so somebody buying it could get a real good background on the vehicle, its service histories, its present condition. So putting buyer to seller together was a natural occurrence for that to happen. And like you said, landlocked was an understatement.
Yeah.
The new location is virtually landlocked now, a dozen years later.
Yeah, well, you know, we're growing and growing, and so we have a lot of great cars here, and we're running out of room again, but it's okay.
For those people that may have never consigned a car, let's talk about how that consignment process works and why Sport Haus is more likely to sell their car for them than they are themselves.
Well, the process works, and you'll bring your car in and we look at it. It's a $595 fee up front. The car goes into the shop. All safety aspects are looked at. If there's a safety problem, the customer, the consignor has to pay for that before we can put it on the lot. It's law. And then we look at everything else. So we tell the consignor, here's all the things we found. They can say sell it as is, or fix that, fix this, fix that. And so, but we tell everybody everything that we found with the car when we get ready to sell it. If that gets detailed professionally, it gets professionally photographed, goes on our website, which is truly international. And a lot of people say that. I know it is, because I've sold cars to Norway, Denmark, Germany, everywhere you can possibly imagine. So that's how that goes. The good thing about consigning a car with us is that we can take people's trade-ins, we can offer financing, we can do all the stuff that a private party normally doesn't do or doesn't have access to.
Well, and I've heard, that Sport Haus is 10 times more likely. It's probably an understatement there as well, likely to sell their car than they are. You're talking an international website that feeds Sport Haus's inventory to hundreds of national, international sites. Plus, all of the big ones, cars.com, Auto Trader, and on and on.
Yeah.
The private consumer would spend tens of thousands of dollars trying to market their car to the extent that Sport Haus will market it for them under this $595 fee. And then the consignor has a net amount to them from the proceeds of the sale. So they know what the check's going to be if the car sells.
That is correct.
Well, let's talk a little bit about another aspect of Sport Haus that is a surprise to a lot of people. I think one of the biggest myths that surround Sport Haus Motor Cars is that all they carry are exotic cars. And while there is some truth to the world-class exotic cars that are carried here on the Sport Haus property, they go way beyond that.
Oh, they do. And you're right, we do have some world-class exotic cars. But if you look around the lot, you're going to see cars that people can drive on an everyday basis. We have, Mini Coopers. We have a couple of Mini Coopers. We got Audis. We have Lexus. We have some BMWs. We have a vast selection of cars. We even got a couple of trucks here. So, you can find whatever you want, and you can get it at a good price here at Sport Haus.
One of the things, Ron, that Sport Haus specializes in is carrying the highest quality cars that the market has to offer. And I think people are often surprised when they learn there's actually a grading system for cars. They start from 0.0 and they go up to 5.0. It's a 50-point scale. And the average car is a 30-point out of 50-point car, which means that it has a 1/10 deduction for each defect, and a 30-point car has 20 defects or 20 issues.
That's correct.
And that's the average car in the market. And what Sport Haus specializes in and focuses on is obtaining the highest quality cars available in the market. One of the things also that they do all the time is find somebody one of those high quality cars when they don't have it in stock. And I think more people would use that service if they even knew about it. Describe how that works.
That's correct, and we do that every day. People will come into the store and we might not have the color of the car. We have the car, not the right color. So we go out and find the car for them, the color they want, the exterior, the interior, whatever it is they're looking for. Because we have access to so much more than an average person. So it's not hard for us to find those cars. We do it all the time. I've found cars from like a Carmen Ghia to a Lamborghini Aventador. I mean, the scope is gigantic. So yeah, we do that.
Well, and then with the commitment to quality for the consumer and the product that's willing to be sold and represented as a Sport Haus standard.
That's correct.
And that is really, Ron, the standard for this show. Many people are maybe not even aware of the fact that Sport Haus is the standard for which we hold all other businesses on TCBA TV accountable. It is the standard for business integrity, commitment to quality, fairness in pricing, and before, during, and after sales service. And it is really a business model that should be for every business to follow in our country. Tell us a little bit about your history with Sport Haus, how you got your start here.
Well, okay, but first, thank you for saying that about Sport Haus. It is what we strive for in every way. Some people would not do that, but for us, it's just the way we do business. We can't see ourselves doing it any other way. It's not right. So my history, I'm a previous customer. I bought 10 cars from Sport Haus, 10. In a short amount of time.
About 18 months.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, I was buying them from this, as my English friends would say, from this bloke who actually was giving me great prices. Oh, that was you. That was you. You were the GM here at the time, and I bought 10 cars at a great price. So if it wasn't quite what I wanted, not a problem. Bring it in, trade it in, add a little cash, get another car. That's what I did.
Well, and some people would say, well, 10 cars in 18 months, that you might want to see a doctor for that. But actually, if you think about it, that kind of fun in your life, that kind of enjoyment and pleasure would keep you away from the doctor's office. And Sport Haus fulfills dreams. And as of April of last year, I was asked to return, and I, again, am the general manager of Sport Haus Motor Cars. One of the proudest parts of my automotive career, and to be able to be back here and represent such a fine organization, and then to also be able to include it in the finest businesses in our community, knowing that it is the standard for which all other businesses should live by.
And we're having fun with you back. We're having a great time doing this. It's good to have that standard, and it's fun if you're doing it right for the right cause and the right people. It's just a fun job to come to daily.
Ron, I'm sure some of our automotive enthusiasts right now are saying, would you get to the cars?
Yeah.
Why don't we start with this one right here?
I'd love to. This is a 2005 Ferrari F430 Spider. It's just got 10,000 miles on it. The guy who brought it in bought brand new tires for the car, had a fresh service on it. This thing is immaculate. It's ready to go. It doesn't need anything right now. I mean,
Daytona seats, Scuderia shields,
Yep.
perfect, beautiful color.
It's beautiful. It's a red Ferrari.
And affordable.
And affordable.
Let's take a look at maybe the Audi R8 next. Come with me.
Okay.
Now, Ron, when it comes to world-class sports cars, boy, the Audi R8 sure is one of those.
Oh my God. So it's a Lamborghini-based V10. It's got Audi Quattro all-wheel drive, one of the best all-wheel drive systems on the planet, and 6-speed. Normally they're paddle shifters. It's a 2011, only has 5,000 miles. This is a car you have to drive. You have to experience it to really understand why everybody says what they say about it. Now, when I drove it, I remember driving back into the compound going,
I get it now.
I get it now.
It's a supercar.
It is a supercar.
Well, let's go take a look at the Acura NSX. Very rare, hard to find car.
Okay.
Now, Ron, we were just talking about the word supercar. This next car is probably the first real supercar ever produced. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, this is an Acura NSX. They built them from 1991 to 2005. This car was designed by Acura to compete with the Ferrari 348, which was the car at the time. However, the Acura engineers just so outdid themselves that when this car came out, it made Ferrari and Lamborghini and every other supercar manufacturer rethink the way they built their cars. They did such a good job that everybody changed because of this car. This car was pivotal in the world of supercars.
Well, and I understand that the placement of the engine behind the front axle gives it a 50-50 weight distribution. So it's not just a good-looking, powerful, performing sports car. It handles like a slot car on rails.
It really, truly does. It's an amazing car to drive. They call it mid-engine. I don't know how to describe it. The first time I took this car out, I was amazed so I didn't know what to expect from this car. And I remember taking it around the very first corner I took it around, and I was thinking, wow, did I just do that at that speed? That was nice. Let me push it a little harder. So at second corner, I took it a little harder. Third corner, harder yet, and it was just effortless, and I was absolutely amazed.
Makes a better driver out of anybody. Well, and these cars have been climbing in their value because they stopped making them in 2005, and the limited production numbers in 2004, 2005, the last couple of years.
That's correct. This car here in 2004, they actually built 187. This has a number plate on the door, so this is number 33 of the 187. They only built 18 black on blacks, which this car is. So the prices are going up, up, up. 5 years ago, you probably would have paid half of what the car is selling for now. It just continues to climb on a daily basis.
Yeah, now nobody can guarantee future merchantability, but the collectability, the number of people that want these certainly exceeds the supply.
Oh my gosh, it goes through the roofs. Every time we get one of these in here, I must get 30 emails a day. I must get 15 to 20 phone calls, and they're all for the same car. It's amazing.
Now, Ron, when somebody looks at this car, they're looking at a street legal race car.
This is what the motoring press calls Godzilla. It's a Nissan GTR. It's a 2013. It's only got 3,700 miles on it. This car, 545 horsepower, all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. There are not many cars that can keep up with this car.
No.
It's got the raised 20-inch racing wheels. Well, they call it Godzilla for a reason. It is truly Godzilla.
And this is the coveted black edition.
Yes, it is.
Very hard to find.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's go take a look at something even harder to find.
Okay.
That BMW Z8.
Oh, okay.
Come with us. This car has wound up in more private collections, investor grade collections than maybe any other car in the world.
Well, you know, it's a BMW Z8. They only built it for 5 years. They only built 3,700 and change examples worldwide. They based it on the 507, which was a car they built in the 50s, basically, and they guaranteed that you can get parts for 50 years. At least that's what I saw on the internet. So this car has climbed in price steadily.
One of the interesting statistics is an aluminum body.
That is correct.
And the car comes with a book of it being born.
Yeah, and
really cool.
Yeah, it is, and we actually have the book for this car. Pretty cool. And when you open up the box it's in, it's covered by leather that matches the leather of the interior.
And it has a vehicle identification plate on the book, and inside, it takes you through the birth of the car from the beginning of the production line to the end of this car.
Yes, that's correct.
Right, and then horsepower.
400 horsepower with the M series V8 engine in this car. 6-speed transmission. It's
this one a one-owner Carfax as well.
One-owner Carfax. The guy that owned this car, actually, we got this car through another customer of ours, who is one of the most picky guys I've ever known about his cars.
And that's a compliment.
Yeah, well, you want that when you're looking for a car. So this guy, he puts towels on his seats when he drives his car so he doesn't mark up his leather, right? And he told us about his friend that had this. He goes, and if you think I'm picky, so, and here it is.
It's perfection. You got to come down and take a look at this one.
Not a mark anywhere.
Now, Ron, if you want to go somewhere fast, come with me. Let's take a look at the next one. Now, Ron, the next car we're going to look at will not only get you there fast, but this car has more options than any other car I think I've seen in my 36 years in this industry. Almost $97,000 in upgrades. It's beyond extreme. This is somebody's precious child.
You know, this was somebody truly passionate about handling and speed, to the extent that he put carbon fiber wherever he could to lighten up the car, the mirrors, the headlight rings, the air dam in front, even the chronometer is housing is carbon fiber, the dash carbon fiber, the console carbon fiber, the brake ducts back here, and the spoilers. Everywhere you look, even the map light is also carbon fiber. And on top of that, to lighten up the car, he took it to a high-end Porsche tuning house called EVT.
Evolution Motorsports.
Right, and they gave him new turbochargers. They dumped a ton of money. This is supposed to have 775 horsepower from EVT in this little car.
It's unbelievable, and what a beautifully done car. It was just done so tastefully. You were right on the carbon fiber. I mean, you only mentioned about 30% of the carbon fiber in this car.
Right.
Sill plates. Even, Ron, this surprises me. The ring around the keyhole.
Yeah.
And the ring around the headlights.
Everywhere he could put it.
The center of the steering wheel. I mean, you're right. And carbon fiber is not just a lightweight material, which takes pounds off of the weight and increases speed, but it's so beautiful and so rich to the look and the feel.
Yeah.
What a great value this car is too, because for about the same money as the upgrade, you can have the whole car.
That's right. We have to also remember that this car started life as a Porsche Turbo. So it's already an expensive car. It's a turbo, it's fast, it's got all-wheel drive, it's got carbon ceramic brakes. Maybe that's what kind of gave me the idea to put all the other carbon fiber on.
Right, and then of course you just said it, a 2007 Porsche Twin Turbo, 6-speed, low miles, a real winner. You got to come down and take a look at this. This may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for somebody.
Certainly a one-of-a-kind car.
For an enthusiast, it's a must-have. Ron, if you stand around the showroom at Sport Haus, the most commonly asked question is, where would I get this car serviced?
I always love that question, especially if you're standing in front of a Porsche. We started off as a Porsche race prep company in 1978. So we know Porsche's inside and out. but we also service everything we sell, and we sell everything that we can service. So Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Aston Martins, Bentleys, BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagens. We actually do it all. So imagine, if you will, somebody who is a capable service technician to work on all the exotics, working on your car, whether it's an exotic or not.
You said it, the skill set of the staff at Sport Haus and the service department would be world class. And imagine them, like you said, being able to do the services and work on your other transportation cars, because they'll service every vehicle you own here at Sport Haus. And I think we're going to go take a look at Sport Haus now. Come with us. Sport Haus Motor Cars, built on a 36-year reputation for world-class service. Sport Haus sells a wide variety of exotic and high-line luxury cars. Sell your quality car through their consignment program and let them help you locate that hard-to-find vehicle of your dreams. That's Sport Haus Motor Cars, located at 9732 South Virginia against the freeway at the South Meadows Parkway exit. Legendary, respected, exclusive. Sport Haus. Well, we're here at the department that really got Sport Haus started, the service department. Back in 1978, that's all Sport Haus was, with our service manager, Sean Bordich. Sean, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
A little bit of your history with Sport Haus and your history in the industry growing up.
Well, I came to Sport Haus in 2013 as a technician. Took over service manager position in November of 2013. My history's pretty much started out in 1994, working on Porsches, Porsche Tech for 20 years, Volkswagen, Audi, Ferrari, pretty much everything European, Italian I've done, and anything and everything in between.
Well, one of the things that Ron and I were talking about a little earlier is that people can bring everything they drive, everything that's in their household here for service.
Right. I tell my customers, just because you have a truck at home, if I'm going to work on your Porsche, I'll work on your truck too. I'm not going to discriminate on anybody. You know, I'll work on your daily drivers as well as your exotics or whatever else you have in the garage.
Well, one of the things we mentioned is the skill set of our staff being greater than to be able to work on the Lamborghinis and Ferraris, having them working on your trucks and your SUVs and regular cars. You just get a higher quality technician in working on your everyday transportation. Sean, one of the real beautiful facts of having you as a service manager is with your skill set. And now the fact that you can actually go back out in the wrench and back out in the shop and often turn a wrench yourself. If any of the guys come up with a very technical problems that other businesses have difficulties resolving, I mean, you're the guy.
Well, I don't know if I'm the guy, but you know, I fixed a few problems here and there, and you know, we've had cars brought over from other places and just been able to take care of the customer and do whatever we need to do and get them on their way.
Well, if you don't mind, I know you're being modest, but I'll give you a compliment. We recently had a Bentley customer that had tried several times at a franchise dealer to have his vehicle repaired with the infotainment system that was failing, and you were able to resolve that problem to his surprise.
Yeah, it was a challenge. You know, I just asked him to leave it with me for a little bit, and you know, through a lot of research and just messing with it, we were able to get it figured out and got him taken care of.
Yep, and he's on the road in a happy camper. Well, let's take a walk out back and see where all of this
I'd like
happens.
to throw a little accolade his way
Please,
as well.
go right over.
When it comes to performance stuff, we had a customer that bought a Lamborghini Gallardo. He was not happy with the power that the Gallardo make. He asked Sean to do a supercharger for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he paid for the kit. Sean installed it, and I was out there during some of it watching him do his stuff. And as he's going through, he's like, why did you guys do this? This is inefficient. And he's fixing this $40,000 kit. He's making it better just because he knows it could be better if he does this, he does that. That's amazing.
It's all about skill set.
Yep.
And you know, that's one of the prides of this business, is that we are able to take care of the customers after the sale as well. But let's take a look out back where it all happens. Okay, let's go. Sean, we probably couldn't have picked a better day to film here at Sport Haus and the service department. We talk about the diversity of the cars that you work on here at the dealership. You've got that variety right here, right now. Tell us what we're looking at.
Well, yeah, you couldn't have come at a better or worse day. We have everything from a 2010 Dodge Ram that we're doing a service on, fuel filter, air filters for a customer. We have a 76 Rolls-Royce Silver Spur that the customer wants a stereo system installed and some seat covers. You know, a Mercedes AMG for service, a timing belt on a 81 Porsche 928, a water pump on a 2007 Jaguar, valve cover gaskets on a 95 Porsche 911, or even doing an engine on a 2001 Jeep Wrangler right now. And one of our biggest projects is we have a 2005 Aston Martin DB9 that I just got done rebuilding the engine in. Car came in with a real bad rod knock. Customer actually took the car to a dealer. Dealer didn't want to do a tear down. They wanted $44,000 to put an engine in this car. And after some diagnosis, I had them bring the car to me. And I was able to actually fix the car for about $12,000. So all it took was a little bit of tear down, but you know, that's what we do. We do anything, everything from minor maintenance to major overhaul on cars that a lot of people won't even touch.
Well, and like you said, I mean, it just floors me that this consumer was told the only option was to replace an engine, and it were some minor parts and mostly labor to do the job for about 30% of what they were quoted. It's absolutely a testament to why people would want to bring anything they own or have in their garage here to Sport Haus. I want to thank you for taking the time to join us today and be on our show, and we'll be right back. Sport Haus Motor Cars, built on a 36-year reputation for world-class service. Sport Haus sells a wide variety of exotic and high-line luxury cars. Sell your quality car through their consignment program and let them help you locate that hard-to-find vehicle of your dreams. That's Sport Haus Motor Cars, located at 9732 South Virginia against the freeway at the South Meadows Parkway exit. Well, not only a service department, but a complete service department equipped with a wheel and tire and brake shop and a full detail department. Now, folks, if you haven't figured this out quite yet, Sport Haus really is your one-stop shop for all of your automotive needs. From finding the specific car that you want to locate and purchase, to selling something that you already have that's a quality car. Everything you drive is possible here at the Sport Haus, and my name is Mitch Burney, and I am the General Manager and the founder of TCBA Television. We certainly hope you enjoyed today's show, and as a consumer, we really want you to make your money matter. We want you to take responsibility for who you choose to support with your money, the operating capital for a business to continue. We certainly hope you found enough reasons to support Sport Haus Motor Cars and hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you again real soon.